Hi everyone, it's Will, Gamerdad, with another video for you. So of course, just like usual, we're going to stage 4 of the Battle Simulator normal using Mei or any other Earth type AoE unit. Grinding out that 37 million XP required to fight the level 10 and second and more difficult AS Melina Manifest fight. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So this video will encompass actually 3 different ways of defeating AS Melina's Manifest. I will say that it was challenging depending on what strategy you used. We'll lead off with the same unit that we used for the very first fight to see if she has what it takes as a solo unit in order to take down AS Melina. And I was actually very pleasantly surprised with the results. Because, let's be honest, until you've actually done the fight or checked out videos, you really won't know what you're up against in terms of the capabilities of the enemy or what is required. So that being said, we're going to do a first turn AF outside zone. So you only have enough speed and ability to do 2 moves, and essentially all you're doing is Glacial Veil, which sets mental focus, obviously, and also boosting your own attacks. And then you just cast an Icicle Sword, which boosts your int and speed 4 times. Keep in mind that at each HP stopper point and at the very beginning of the fight, you do get debuff power, int, and speed all, and it is stackable. So if your unit is not fast enough or enough speed stacks with things like Icicle Sword, or later on I'll show you some other ways to overcome it, you will get outsped. And I will say AS Melina does a crap ton of damage. You will not want to face it. So obviously, ever with enough stacks of speed, even with debuffed from the Stifling Song 3 stacks, she was able to one-shot each time and every time for the HP stopper. So that was very fun, very pleasant. And of course, for those of you who don't have her, it could be a little bit salty as well. And let me tell you, until I did get her, I was feeling the same way, and I hope that anyone who wishes to get Eva will land her at some point in the near future. She is now available as an off-banner pull, and so with a little bit of luck, and a lot of RNG, we can get it done. So that being said, second gold badge of the evening, 100 chronostones for your troubles, and it is exactly the same Grasta setup as I used for the very first fight. Obviously, she does need to set her own pain, so we have that pain with pain dormanted, MP consumption, and bullseye. No point of having enemy numbers since you're only facing 1 and not like 5, say, aka Suzette. Now, in our second example, there was a request from a subscriber to get a full free team, and so I decided to oblige to see if it was extremely difficult or not. It did take a little bit of tinkering around and a little bit of GMO modifications on our units, which I'll show you with some Grasta. But that being said, if you do have slash zone Grasta, you can perform a 1-turn AF, establish slash zone, and don't forget slash zone not only keeps helping your maintaining AF, it does reduce blunt and magical attacks, both of which are AS Melina's specialty, by 30%. The star of the show obviously is Kid now that she's released with Complex Stream. Don't forget that with her dual debuffs or triple debuff with Zed Steel, you need up to 10 stacks, which you only can get from using the Katana Swing, and then you cast Zed Steel each and every turn to maintain up to a 50% speed, power, and int triple debuff on the enemy. Now note that Stifling Song still targets you, but hey, we're debuffing every turn, and so we are going to outspeed AS Melina absolutely no problem. I didn't mention earlier, but of course with all Manifest fights, they absorb or null, I guess, the 3 other elements. They only are able to be attacked by their weak element plus their natural element. You get resistance if you use other elements as well. So, did you recognize that move from Aldo? It certainly wasn't X-Slash, wasn't it? And so that's what I mean by Geo Mode unit, genetically modified. We used some Grasta to add a special move to him, and I think I've introduced that in an earlier stage with my Melissa Say 4-star Sora video, which I'll link below. That was a little bit of fun. We do modify him so that he can do Earth Slash with the Earth Calamity Grasta. Keep in mind that because of Earth Calamity Grasta, the move benefits from both pain and poison status. And note that I have a debuff resistance Grasta on him, because instead of getting hit by that Stifling Song, if you have something like that on your team, you will be able to protect your main DPS unit, allowing him to outspeed, being the other units will be sped down from the multiple stacks of Stifling Song. Very, very useful. And in our final example, I made very good use of that proficiency debuff resistance type Grasta, and we're going to use a full Magic Zone team against the enemy, being that most of the Magic Zone units and staff users are, guess what, Earth. And so we have Mariel switching in. Note that with the proficiency resist debuff Grasta, she can still resist that speed down from the Stifling Song, such that we can switch in AS Chio. And now that we survived the first turn with an attack, and you can see that we do get a hit after that Stifling Song, which automatically starts the battle, we can now activate a large, nice 2-turn AF, being that we have multiple Earth units. Really, AS Dunarith is not here as a DPS, mostly as support. He can heal, he can do that magic cloak, and most importantly, he does have that int down with the Sturm Zeget. So that will help your type attack of your staff users, as well as protecting you in the event that you don't outspeed the enemy. In this case, we are using Terra Lumiere from AS Clark to stack 4 stacks to increase our Earth capacity for all our Earth mages. Myris AS is still very, very useful for speeding up our stacks of speed. Keep in mind that we don't want to get outsped by AS Melina. Otherwise, we're going to take lots of hits to the face, and that's not very fun at all. If you're wondering, AS Clark also has a proficiency debuff, a resistance Grasta, and the reason for that is he is our main DPS. He'll outspeed, and with activated Lunatic and multiple stacks of his Terra Luminaire, more than adequate in Magic Zone to do a ton of damage and push through to each and every HP stopper. Again, he acts first, not only because he's naturally fast with a lot of stats, but the fact that he hasn't been debuffed to the extent of the others with that deficiency debuff resist Grasta. Alright, so in our final example, here's the loadout. Mostly Myris is there to carry some Grasta and set pain. Our main DPS comes from Clark. You can say that AS Chio also helped, but her role is mainly for dual pain poison setting, as well as mental focus, plus the fact that she brings in zone. Dunarith, of course, again, not much there. He still has standard Grasta, but is not used in that role. As you can clearly see, I cast mostly support moves and a little bit of DPS. Meryl, there you go, professionally debuff resist, so he can VC in with a high speed, 308. And Chio as our zone setter. Alright, good luck with your fights. This was a tough one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.